It's NeymarJr dos Santos, the professional football player of Brazilian national team and the Paris Saint-Germain PSG football club of the Ligue 1 in French. Of course, he is one among of the great talent in the world, and of course, he has been in a bad situation recently due to the suffering of injuries. But in fact, when somebody talks about the great talent of football in the world, one must not forget to mention the name of the NeymarJr dos Santos, as he played as a professional football player in a Brazil academy. Of course, it's an academy where he showed his skills, he showed his quality and ability, and therefore Barcelona Football Club signed him for some years in contract, and NeymarJr moved from Brazil to Spain at Barcelona Football Club, and there he became the popular and one among of the great players in the world, where he was of course popular due to his style of playing, as dribbling and the skills of touching the ball was something which attracted so many people during those days. And of course, when somebody talks also about NeymarJr, something which identifies him, it's all about his playing style, the way he dresses on the pitch. He loves, of course, dressing properly, and he looks so fantastic and amazing when he gets on the pitch. NeymarJr, the forward, the one among of the important player on the squad of PSG and the Brazilian national team, despite of lacking having a World Cup, maybe title or trophy. And of course, he won several titles, the great titles, including UEFA Champions League for 2 times when he was at Barcelona Football Club. And therefore, he moved from Barcelona to, of course, to Paris Saint-Germain, where after being signed at Paris Saint-Germain, he had never won UEFA Champions League until this year, in which they have knocked out by Bayern Munich Football Club. And of course, today I would also like to specify and talk something behind the secret behind NeymarJr's talent, and it's all about something that he likes to do out of football. Of course, he is one among of the he is one among of the player who likes more to play volleyball, and of course it's a kind of the ball that he likes to play. He plays volleyball when he gets maybe the season, or when he gets maybe the hot day. And when he comes back to his home country, Brazil, he meets with his friends, and they have always been playing volleyball. Of course, he is so good in playing volleyball, and he likes also playing full pool tables. And in fact, NeymarJr, despite of so many things inside and outside the pitch, something which is so wonderful is about the way and the situation of the Brazil fans. They are not appreciating him recently due to the lack of the missions of making sure that he has won the world title. The expectations of the many Brazilians on NeymarJr is to make sure that Neymar won the World Cup, but instead of participating in different World Cups, NeymarJr had never won the World Cup. And of course, the World Cup of the 2022, which was hosted in Qatar, in Brazilian national team was knocked out by Croatia, and of course it was one among of the great game, and they were knocked out in the penalty kicks. And of course, Brazil lacked to participate, and they were lacked to move on in the World Cup. And of course, the words of the Brazilians on NeymarJr are not very much attractive. He received a lot of insults, he received a lot of the bad words and the criticisms, but the standing of NeymarJr is to that he believes one day he will win the World Cup before retiring playing football, and he always believes on tomorrow, as everything is possible. And at this time, NeymarJr was just expressing his feelings after being not the winner of the World Cup, as he said that It's all about the mistakes that they have done. And he also said that Brazilian national team was just the favorite team of all teams that participated in the World Cup Qatari 2022. But so much more, that was not an important topic to discuss. The only thing that the Brazilians wanted to hear from Neymar is how he comes back at the homeland with the title. Unfortunately, things were not the way he planned. Of course, a Brazilian national team they had done a lot of mistakes. They played as a kindergarten. The result, they were beaten, and they were also knocked out of the tournament. Something that was hurtful, and it was just something that was not impressive to many Brazilians. As a result, as Brazilians, of course, said that Neymar has nothing to prove in the World Cup. He has failed everything. Of course, the title that he has won enough. Of course, he has won the UEFA Champions League. He has won La Liga Santander. He has won also League One title. Recently, about the international titles, Neymar has nothing to prove. Of course, he has failed totally. Those are the words of the Brazilian supporters, Brazilian national team supporters, as they have been complaining on the poor performance of the NeymarJr when it comes to the matter of defending the flag of the Brazilian. And of course, he is just going against it, and it's something a problem, volley problem to NeymarJr. And of course, those are the failures and the successes of NeymarJr in national and the club level. But let's also talk today about the best friend of NeymarJr. And so many people used to think that Messi is just the best friend of NeymarJr, no doubt, but there is a friend who, of course, there is a best friend of NeymarJr out of Lionel Messi, and it is the friend of his childhood, where at the place where NeymarJr was born, there was a guy to whom they grew up together. There was a guy that he was supporting him in the training ground, and of course, when he came back at home, Neymar sometimes was supported by a childhood friend, and of course, that friend is one among the best friends that NeymarJr appreciates. But when it comes to the matter of football, maybe the friend in football is Lionel Messi. Yes, of course, Lionel Messi helped the NeymarJr in so many things outside and inside of the pitch, and even NeymarJr escorted him to move from Barcelona to PSG. Of course, even in the move of NeymarJr from Barca to PSG, Messi himself was not impressed. He was not agreed with that decision, and he tried to tell him that to remain on the club. He insisted him about to remain on the club, but finally the efforts of Lionel Messi to convince NeymarJr to stay at Barcelona was failed. As a result, at the end of the day, NeymarJr followed the money, and of course he had broken the history of the world. Is one among of the player whose legislation involved a lot of money, most payable for those days, most payable player in the world. That was just an history that NeymarJr created or made, and of